John, Jay, and Rich. Our phone number is 877-937-1047. You can text us. You text JJR and whatever you want to say to the number 96893. Here's a text. Good morning, John, Jay, and Rich. Shout out to Rich's pepperoni nipples. They might be peeking out on a cold day like this. Somebody else said, this is from a 661 number. John, Jay, and Rich, thank you for the podcast link. I had no idea you guys had an afterwards podcast. I'm going to have to catch up. That's interesting. Yeah, we have an afterwards podcast. It's kind of behind the scenes what happens on the show. We drop it pretty much on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you missed it, you go wherever you hear podcasts and you search for John, Jay, and Rich afterwards, like on the iHeart app or whatever. And it's a more relaxed version of things going on the show. It's pretty cool. There's a show on Netflix I've talked about a couple days ago, and I've talked about this guy before. His name is Brian Johnson. He's the guy who's trying to live forever, right? The show on Netflix is called Don't Die.
I started watching it last night.
He does all these crazy things. You would say that they're crazy things, right? To stay alive. And I realized on the show that there's a couple of things on that show that he does that I do too.
I recognized a few. Like the red light stuff he does all the time.
Yeah, but you know what? Kyle does too.
Well, not to stay alive.
He does. Hold on. If you watch the show, he does the muscle thing that you did yesterday.
The pure impact.
That's why I wasn't bringing it up because I've done it before, so I wanted to hear about your experience.
Yeah, I'll have to post the videos because I took a bunch of videos yesterday, and then honestly, like I don't know if you guys feel this way, but like with the fires and everything going on, I like feel insensitive posting anything other than
for sure.
that kind of stuff,
sure.
right? So eventually, I'll post a video of it because it was a bizarre experience. So I went to the Comstock and I'm like, it's a new year, right? And I have like workout goals, but I haven't actually started them yet. Mm-hmm. So I was able to try this treatment. It's called Pure Impact. And basically what they do is they take, those little rectangular stickers that they stick on people in the hospital to
like for EKGs
monitor them and whatnot. They stick a bunch of those stickers all over your muscles, whichever muscles you want to target, like your biceps, your abs, your glutes, your hamstrings, wherever you want to target. And then for the next half an hour, it's like the weirdest feeling because each one of those stickers is hooked to like an electrode that is wirelessly connected to this machine that controls how intense it is. And what it does is it simulates your muscles working. So it will contract your muscles at different rates, at different angles, at different times. And it's like you basically get this full body workout.
And you just lay there on this table.
You just lay there. I was watching Bad Sisters on Apple TV the whole time.
The guy Brian Johnson does that workout.
And it's so weird because like every time it pulses, it's like a vibration. And I was doing my biceps at one point and like my hands and the rest of my arm would involuntarily just move.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
that's weird.
It would be like, it would pulse. And then all of a sudden my hand would shoot up and like, and turn into claws. Like, it was like, okay. But then today, I'm like, I feel as if I just worked out yesterday.
Right.
Oh, you're sore. Yeah. And it's not supposed to be like a replacement for workouts, but they say a lot of people who already work out a lot do this consistently and they are less fatigued at the gym. They can do more reps at the gym and they see more toning to their muscles. And I'm like, okay, let's get it.
Okay, wait.
It's 2025.
So what body parts did you do?
I did my biceps, my abs, my hamstrings, and my glutes.
Oh, you did all those. So you were there a while.
I was there for an hour.
Oh.
So it was like half an hour for the front side, half an hour for the back side.
Okay.
And did you film all of it?
I filmed a lot of it, but I will not be showing the back side.
Fair.
I did film that to show my husband because...
Oh, what's his take on the whole thing?
Because they have like little stickers on your bum, right? And every time it contracts, like your bum goes together. It like squeezes. That was really funny.
It's like you're squeezing your butt cheeks extra tight.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, and you have to be, unless they pull your underwear to the side, you're almost bare then, right?
Yeah, they pulled my... I kept my underwear on.
Did your abs hurt when it was doing that? Yeah, it killed me.
It wasn't actually painful.
Oh, it was so painful.
But it was like, because they said it's not really supposed to be painful, but it is supposed to like, you're supposed to feel it working, and I definitely
like
did.
It feels
did they tell you?
I was like, turn it off.
turn it off. Did they tell you that? Yeah, like it hurt me. And then my arms hurt. In fact, if your arms hurt now, I think they're going to hurt more later today.
I always feel like when you work out, it's like 2 days later.
Yeah.
It's the worst. So like I'm feeling it, but I'm not like ow, 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 ow. I think I'll be like that.
You're like
tomorrow.
shaky right now.
You're going to feel like you did a hell of an arm workout.
Yeah.
And what about, did they take all the pre-pictures of you like I warned you about?
Yeah, I know.
Terrible,
that was
right?
terrible.
When that's the negative side. When I first went there to go do it, I was like, yeah, I'll do it. It sounds fun. And then when I get there, like, okay, we need to take before pictures. Excuse me?
Nobody wants to be at before.
Oh, my God. It was
I was
terrible.
like, wait a second. So I brought workout clothes. Can I just do the before pictures in workout clothes and we can just compare what it looks like? And they're like, well, it depends what muscles you want to do. And I was like, well, let's do them all, right? So they're like, yeah. Then you have, so like, one picture where they're basically taking the before of my backside. It's like all out there, and they just go 360. Turn to the right a little bit, take a picture. Turn to the right a little bit, take a picture, and then you go all the way around. And
my gosh.
when I was like faced away from the camera, I just picture what they're seeing, and I just feel really bad for them. Like, oh, I'm so sorry.
When I went through this the first time a couple months ago, I didn't know they were going to take these before pictures. And so I had to get stripped down to my underwear, and they were doing my abs. So they took a bunch of pictures of my abs, and it was so terrible. And all I could do was text Kyle. Be like, oh my God, you're not going to believe this.
But I get why they do. You have to have the
I know
before
they have
so
to,
you
but
can
you still
see.
have to go through it though.
So does that mean, is there a chance that you could walk back into said office and on the monitor while you're in there, you could see your own before pictures?
Oh no,
Like,
they would
well,
never
hopefully
do that to you.
They're very discreet. No one else will ever see those.
They would never do that
But
to
it
you.
was-
Just checking. You should probably check.
If
Here's
you
a couple
asked,
of befores.
I'm sure they might do it, but I don't
want
know
to see
who would
mine
ask.
ever.
No.
But man, it's
No, thank you.
so it's at the Comstock, and what I really like about it is that I did it at the Comstock 2 months ago, and I've done it 3 or 4 times already. And then I turn on this show on Netflix called Don't Die, and the guy's doing a billion things, and in the middle of it, he does this.
He looks
and I'm like,
pretty cut.
right on, right, because he's got great abs.
He
the
does
guy.
have great abs.
Yeah, I was like,
Give you that.
wow, I am connected to this guy. And then I bought his olive oil the other day. So one of the things he talks about is how great olive oil is, right? So I'd never really focused on olive oil. So yesterday my wife had made me a salad. And I was like, is there olive oil on this? She's like, no. I'm like, well, hold on. So I put all this olive oil in. It's like, oh. It's like, it reminds me of the CBD I took the other day.
Oh my
it's just
gosh,
all,
really?
it's
So
all
too
going
much?
down my throat. I'm like, well, it's going to help me live forever. Anyway, so check out the Comstock on Instagram or Google them or whatever. Find them. They're great. They have all these things that Kyle and I do to our face.
I'm doing my face next week.
What's coming up? 3 things you need to know. Hey, Rich, exactly 1 hour from now, we'll get into War of the Roses. Someone thinks someone's cheating in their life. We're going to help them out. Right now, Kyle, what are 3 things we need to know?
Everybody's seen all of the devastating pictures of the Pacific Palisades on social media. It's basically been reduced to ash. It's so sad. More than 2,000 homes, businesses, and other buildings have been damaged or destroyed. At least 5 people are dead in the wildfires in the communities across LA County, making this one of the most destructive firestorms to hit the region. So they say about 1,000 of the structures that were destroyed were in the Palisades. Another 1,000 were either damaged or destroyed in the Eaton fire, according to the LA County Fire Department. 100,000 residents were forced to evacuate. John Jay, I hope your sister finally left yesterday.
Last night when I went to bed, I was like, hey, what's going on? She goes, we're packed. We're evacuating. The fire is getting closer. We're getting ready to evacuate. The fire's getting closer. She goes, it's going to take us apparently 9 hours to get to you. And I said, okay, well, text me. Let me know what's going on. You know, we've got room for you, and let me know. And I haven't heard anything. And I've texted her 3 times so far this morning.
Oh my gosh.
And I haven't heard
Jeez, I
anything
hope she's
yet.
okay.
Well, they even said this morning now there's 6 different fires that none of them are contained over there.
Yeah, and they just
Yesterday
have
was
such heavy winds, and the winds aren't expected to slow down, which obviously makes it a lot worse.
Also, you know, you keep seeing the news about all these celebrities and their $20 million houses that burned down. But think about normal people.
Yeah.
Right.
Their houses are gone, too.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw an interview of this poor lady who's like, my parents have lived here for 78 years. They've been paying insurance on their home for 78 years. And a month ago, their insurance company canceled their fire insurance.
No, you're hearing a lot of that.
And they're now 90-something years old and have to literally start over from scratch. Like, have nothing.
My friend, his house burned down, and he sent me a picture
so
last
sad.
night. The whole house, his kids went to go look at the house, it burned down.
Heartbreaking.
The only thing standing is their son's surfboard. The whole house is burned. and there's just a surfboard in the middle of it.
How does that happen? That's wild. Well, geez, I mean, obviously, our hearts, our prayers, our thoughts are going out to everyone out there. And then, like you said, John Jay, there were a lot of celebrities that they said that lost their homes, and it's kind of like, yeah, they had $1 million, but I mean, they're also people too, so they did also lose their homes, like Anthony Hopkins, John Goodman, Eugene Levy, Billy Crystal, Adam Brody, Anna Faris, Paris Hilton, Ricky Lake, Spencer Pratt, Matthew Perry, and that's just like a few. Like the list goes on and on. It was a really heavily celebrity populated area, and I think those people are, like you said, getting the most attention. But there are like so many just real people who are now having to just start over with everything. Like everything from their lives were taken from these fires. So hopefully they can get them under control very quickly. AI, you guys, it's been an issue, and they say it will continue to be an issue. In fact, they are predicting that job cuts will happen. About 41% of companies worldwide plan to reduce their workforces by the year 2030. They say postal service clerks, executive secretaries, payroll clerks, those are among the jobs that employers expect to experience the fastest decline in workforce. Conversely, they say you can take a positive out of this because AI skills are increasingly in demand. So if you're looking to make that next step in your career, where do I go next? All the robots are taking over all the jobs. Control the robots. Learn the AI, and that could be a really healthy future.
Until the robots control you.
Are you sure you can replace a postal service clerk?
Greetings, I am Postbot 3000, your highly advanced postal clerk replacement. Please place your package on the scale. Oh wait, I am rebooting for no reason. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. What's in the package? Never mind, I don't actually care. Now calculating your total. Processing. Slowly. Still processing. Thank you for your patience. It's only 11 minutes longer than your lunch break. Have a nice day. Next.
That will definitely be a frustration for sure. So beyond reducing wrinkles, they found that Botox may have a pretty surprising influence on your mood. They say it can alter your emotional and sexual health. In this study, they found Botox-treated participants reported orgasmic dysfunction compared to those without treatment. These results, they say, raised really important questions about how Botox can affect intimate relationships. They're saying we need to do more research, but they're kind of thinking like facial expressions during sexy times can serve as both a signal to your partner and self-reinforcing mechanism.
Does this not feel good? Yeah, it feels great. Oh, well, your face isn't moving.
And then they're like, this has like a whole ripple effect on the relationship dynamics in general. And I'm like, I'll keep the Botox.
My face doesn't move anyway, no matter what you're doing.
And that's 3 things you need to know.
All right, let's get to horoscopes. Peyton, what's the vibe today?
It's National Word Nerd Day, so I'm going to tell you the nerdy thing about you based on your zodiac sign. And if it's your birthday today, you are a Capricorn, and you share a birthday with Nina Dobrev, Kate Middleton, and Tusi.
Alexis, good morning. What's your sign?
My sign is a Capricorn.
Okay, Capricorns, you're the career-driven nerd who secretly aspires to be a professor in some niche field like medieval astronomy or something. You've probably read The Art of War for fun and just found it inspiring, so take that as you will today on National Word Nerd Day.
Oh, wow, interesting. Thank you.
Thanks,
a lot
Alexis.
Of history book Capricorns, that's your vibe.
Hey, November.
Good morning.
November the Taurus.
Yes, so for my Taurus, you're the book hoarder who dreams of building a personal library like Belle's in Beauty and the Beast. So your shelves are alphabetized, and you've definitely got strong opinions about bookmarks versus dog earring pages.
Very true. Gotta have those bookmarks.
Yes, always.
Thanks, November.
All right. Thanks. Have a good one. Bye.
Hi, Ariel. What's your sign?
Hey, sorry. Nick wanted me to tell you guys that I'm almost snowed in and I might possibly die.
Oh, what
You're
part
what?
of the
Say
world?
that again. You're what?
I'm almost snowed in.
And you might die? Is that what you said?
Yeah, because it's so cold here.
Oh, okay. I thought like something serious.
Yeah,
Where are you?
Serious.
that serious. I'm a Sagittarius, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, let me tell you while you're snowed in kind of what your vibe is and what's the most nerdy part about my Sagittarians. So you guys are the wanderlust nerd who has learned 3 different languages just because. So you dream of traveling to Middle Earth or like a galaxy far, far away, and you can quote Lord of the Rings and Star Wars in the same breath.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I do want to go everywhere. So,
That's perfect.
Where
for
are you?
guys.
Where are you where it snowed in?
Springfield, Missouri.
Oh,
It's going to hit at 5 p.m. today.
Dang.
And our time.
All right, be careful.
Thank you.
I was talking to my dad yesterday, and he said they're under 3 feet of ice, and then above that is 3 inches of ice, and then 4 inches of snow on top of that. Like, not going anywhere.
Kylie, what's your sign? Good morning.
This call will be recorded. Good morning. I'm a Libra.
Ooh, why is this call being recorded? That's interesting.
You work?
Where do you work?
I work for the state.
Oh, wow, that's cool. Well, they're recording this call just to let you know that you're calling in to John, Jay, and Rich. But all right, so you're a Libra, and so Kylie's a Libra, and Kyle is a Libra.
Oh, look at that little guys. All right, for my Libras, you're the aesthetics obsessed nerd who spends hours creating your perfect Pinterest board for your next cosplay. So bonus points if your costume is like a flawless or a flawless mashup of fandoms.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know you were into cosplay, Kyle.
I'm not really into cosplay, but I do love costumes.
I was going to say,
Halloween
you do
is my
like to
jam.
get dressed up. So
Thanks, Kylie. What is cosplay? Is that where you dress up?
it's like you dress up as that person.
And then you act.
And you
as
act
if
like
you're-
them.
Is that the thing that like people like
Like Comic-Con.
like girls get, or all these girls are making tons of money because they dress up all
Yeah.
sexy?
Oh, that's, yeah.
My friend's girlfriend does that
Oh, wow.
and makes a ton of money and goes around
I'm
the
sure
country
a
doing
lot of
stuff like
people
that.
make
Yeah, that's
some
crazy.
good money doing that.
If we didn't get to your sign there, I'll post it on our website, johnjaneRich.com. Time for Stacks and Hacks. I have stacks of information, and Rich has life hacks. A study found coffee drinkers live longer, but only if you stop drinking coffee by noon. All-day coffee addicts don't get the same benefits. And you know, I'm new to the coffee world.
But you hit it in the morning, yeah?
My last cup of coffee is right before 6.
But that study's weird because it says you're least likely to die by anything if you drink coffee in the morning. That's a pretty nice stat.
Is it just like black coffee? Because I feel like when you add all the creamers and the sugars, that's when it's no longer good for you.
You know what?
That's
I don't know.
candy.
I just do black coffee. I think coffee's gross. Every time I drink it reminds me of drinking Jägermeister. Just disgusting, but you just
Ew,
got to
yeah,
get
Jaeger's
it
nasty.
down.
Yeah.
So Canadian authorities have released a list of 911 calls that have missed the mark last year. Here are the top 5 bizarre 911 calls.
Number 5, an individual called 911 to report that somebody had thrown their ice cream on the ground.
Number 4, the caller advised that their cat was being mean to them.
Number 3, 911 dispatchers received a call for a person having trouble with their washing machine.
Number 2, an individual called 911 asking for help on a math equation as they didn't want to fail their test in the morning.
And the number 1 call, 911 dispatchers received a call from an individual reporting that their tambourine was taken from a party they were at.
Did you hear about Canadians are really nice? Those are what irked and bothered the Canadian people. A college in England is offering classes on how to make phone calls. Homework includes calling stores to ask if they have something in stock and calling restaurants to see what hours they're open. That's because this new generation of people don't know how to talk to human beings or make phone calls because they're always on their phone scrolling on social media. So they had to put a class together pretty much on how to be a human being. New study shows that people on video calls spend more time staring at themselves than the actual speaker. I guess apparently it's causing more people to consider cosmetic procedures. I was on a Microsoft Teams call yesterday. I didn't know what it was about until I was halfway through the call, for real, because there's a lot of people on it. And I was paying attention that I was posing myself, because when I was on it, I was in my car, and it was kind of like, I was like, and then I was like, oh, God, I look terrible. Then you got to focus, and you got to move your head and try to get your chin to look good, and you're like, all right, now, I wonder if they'll think I'm good looking. And I don't really know what they're talking about.
Of course, because you're concentrating on you.
The best-selling video game in history is now, anyone?
Mario Kart.
Nope.
Minecraft.
300 million copies sold.
Wow.
They're the only game to sell more than 100 million copies. The only other game that sold more than 100 million is Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, wow.
I contributed to that.
The Minecraft?
Yeah, my kids are like obsessed with it now. And it's really annoying because they're like, can we get some Nintendo eShop gift cards? Because we want to buy mine coins. And I'm like, stupid in-app purchases.
Oh, yeah, it's the worst.
Did you see what happened with Lily Allen and Stranger Things star David Harbour?
No.
So David Harbour is the cop in Stranger Things, the big cop, the one that's...
Hopper.
Hopper, yeah. And Lily Allen is his wife. And they met on Raya, the app that Jenna on the show talks about being on. They met on Raya, and they got married. It's been 5 years. So she jumps on Raya for whatever reason and finds out that he's on Raya dating. So now they're getting a divorce.
Oh my
dang.
gosh, Hopper.
You're supposed to, turn that off once you get married.
I know. So Billboard magazine ranked the top artists of the 21st century based on their performance of the Hot 100, the album 200 charts from 2000 to 2024. Take a guess.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, number 1. Drake, number 2. Rihanna, Beyonce, number 7. Rihanna, number 3. Drake, number 2. Taylor, number 1. Yep. What do you got for life hacks, Rich?
The hack to knowing what day the stuff that you want goes on sale. Now, this is true for like Target, Walmart, like a lot of the big stores. So it goes fast. So once I do it, I'll put it up on the internet so you guys can see it on our website. So Target and all the rest of them, they got a markdown schedule they stick to on a regular basis. So children's clothes, stationery, electronics, all marked down on Mondays. Women's clothing and domestics are marked down on Tuesdays. Men's clothes, toys, health and beauty on Wednesdays. Then lingerie, shoes and housewares is Thursdays. Cosmetics marked down on Fridays. If you want to get the best deal, wait the day after or later that day, and then you can see what's been marked down at the big stores, and that will all go up on johnjandrich.com.
Dunkin' Donuts teamed up with Sabrina Carpenter, right, for that brown sugar shaken espresso drink. Have you guys seen it? Have anyone tried it?
No.
If you need a review, this grandma's TikTok review is blowing up. She's 81 years old. Her name is Carol Chapman, but she goes by Grandma C. She has no idea who Sabrina is and ends up talking about the weather.
Hey there, it's Grandma C, and it's Sabrina's brown sugar shaken espresso. So let's try it. Well, it's very coffee flavored. It's okay. Now, her name is Sabrina Carpenter. I will read about her when I go back home, but at least I know now that this drink was named for her. I have no idea why, but we're going to find out. I'm drinking this cold espresso on a cold day in North Carolina. At least it's not raining yet. It's supposed to rain. No snow, but rain.
I love her.
Have you seen her before? You know who she is?
No, I'm just saying, just hearing that.
So cute.
You should try his drinks.
I guess it's blown up. Yeah.
Right on.
Over Christmas break, my son plays basketball in Hawaii, and we went there because he had a bunch of games, and he only had 4 days off, so we would decide to spend Christmas with him there. And one of the things my kids wanted to do was go shark diving, right? Which I didn't think. I thought they were just talking smack. So all right, let's go. You scared, Dad? I'm not scared. Let's go. It's got to be cageless. We want to go cageless shark diving.
Well, that sounds insane.
Yeah. And I'm like, fine, let's go. So, Dad, you book it yet? Not yet. Next day, Dad, you booked? Fine, I'm going to book it. So I booked it. And I thought for sure somebody was going to bail out, but no. So we get on this boat, and we go 3 miles out. And Dutch, my 18-year-old, he's mental, man. He just, dives in. He doesn't care. But when we're pulling up, by the way, you see the fins coming out of the water.
Ah!
No, that's
in
enough.
your head, you're hearing,
Oh, my God. All the time. I hear that in the pool.
Yeah.
And he just dives in, going for sharks, like Death Wish. So I'm like, I'm going in, guys. Meanwhile, Kemp and Kemp's roommate, Ethan, they're vomiting. Kemp's not vomiting. Kemp's almost vomiting.
Oh,
Ethan
so
vomiting
just
over the edge.
boat sick or whatever?
It's 3 miles out, and it was real bumpy. So I jump in and I go. And I got the snorkel on and then whatever. And I'm looking around, and there's I'm not kidding when I tell you this number. Hundreds of sharks. Hundreds. Not 10. I'm not 30. I'm not exaggerating when I say 100. Hundreds of sharks. 40 different breeds of sharks. And the deeper you go, the more sharks there are.
And and the bigger, I'm sure.
Huh?
And the bigger sharks,
In 2005, on this journey, a great white was spotted in 2005.
Oh, heck
right?
no.
I know.
No.
There's tiger sharks, there's whatever, all kinds of sharks. So, but we're snorkeling. We're not diving, right? So I say, and I paid for a photographer to take pictures of us. So I said at one point, I go, I have this friend of mine, the guy I go hiking with all the time, his name's Rick. And we send each other pictures of us flipping each other off from wherever we are. We're not hiking or doing something together. It's like when I was in Hawaii before, I was taking pictures hiking. I'd flip him off, and then he'd go do something to flip me off. So I said to the photographer, I go, hey, when I get in there, when there's a shark behind me, I'm going to turn around and flip you off. Don't get offended, but can you take a picture? She's like, no problem. I go, also, I'd like to get a group picture of all of us underwater, if possible. And she's like, okay. So it's Jake, Kemp, Dutch, me, and Ethan, Kemp's roommate. from Australian teammate. So at one point we get underwater and we turn around and we wave and do whatever and we get a good group picture. I just got the pictures last night. That's why I'm bringing this up. Yeah, that's why I'm bringing it up. So this is the dilemma I have, because something really interesting and fascinating happened in a lot of the pictures. You ever seen those things where someone's going in a wind tunnel, or you see a promote and their face is like, or like a pilot, and you see the wrinkles in their face because the wind's so fast.
Yeah.
It's like, the wind is moving really fast. You see that? You don't see that unless it's a picture taken, or you see the folds in their skin. I realized, this is my own deduction of what I'm about to tell you, that over the course of my 38 years of life, I have lost weight, I have gained weight. I am probably in the best shape of my life, probably right now, of my adult life right now. And the last time I measured anything, I was at 12% body fat. For my age, it's really good. The picture that was taken, like, you can see that I'm in pretty good shape, but the loose skin on my body, it looks like that airplane photo I'm telling you about. It is the weirdest picture, and it looks so gross. It looks like I'm Hannibal Lecter. You know, Hannibal Lecter was wearing the skin of a dead person over his face?
Yeah.
This is like I'm wearing the skin of a dead person over my whole body.
What? Let me see the picture.
It is. So my thought is, it's so interesting that I want to post it, but it's also so humiliating.
Is it just you in the picture?
It's a group photo, but I zoomed in on me. And when I zoom in on me, when I show you guys this picture, it is so mortifying.
Oh, that's strange.
I know. Right?
That doesn't even look. You're right. That does not look like your skin.
It doesn't.
It's so
Oh, that's
gross.
odd. It's like you have like a suit on.
Wow.
Yeah, literally.
A suit of
like
somebody
a suit
else's
of someone else's skin.
Skin suit.
That's
yes,
odd.
right? That's what I mean.
That's
And
cool though.
It could be like a swimsuit that's supposed to look like a body. You know what I mean? But it's like
it's so
wow.
It's so
that is bizarre.
Disturbing to me. But at the same time, if I can look past the weird skin, I'm like, hey man, I think I'm in pretty good shape.
Yeah, that suit's a nice suit. It just doesn't look like a human.
The original photo is is this one. It's like all of us. I wonder if let me turn it sideways. And so I'm debating posting the whole thing. Like, that's the original photo.
Oh, that's cool.
Right?
That's
like we're all
fun.
Oh, that's really cool.
Was the photographer underwater with you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
We have video too, and I have one picture of me flipping off my friend, and there's a shark behind me.
That's awesome.
I know.
That's the reason to go right there, just for that one photo.
Right, but I got distracted by the shark. I'm looking at it. Like, I wonder if the shark's like, what's up with that guy's skin? We'll leave him alone. He does not look tasty, that guy.
Very chewy.
So,
delicious snack.
I thought it was so interesting that it makes me want to post it.
You should.
Yeah, you should.
But at the same time, it's like, well, it's like Kyle's like, you doing the thing you did yesterday, the electrodes, like, you know, you did it because you're trying to build up your butt. That's really interesting, but there's no way in hell you're posting a butt picture.
People don't need to see that. People don't need to see that. They need to see your weird skin suit.
My skin
Like
suit.
my butt video, probably inappropriate. Your skin suit, not inappropriate, just fascinating.
My skin suit's almost like I could unzip it and climb out of it.
Yes.
Right? There's a zipper in the back.
Very weird.
Okay, so give me about 5 minutes and I'll post it on John J. Van Ass on Instagram. But it's gonna know that I do it. What's the word I'm looking for? Under duress?
Reluctantly? Is that the word you're looking
You're
for?
not under duress.
Under duress.
That's what I said. I wasn't sure what word.
See,
I wasn't sure the word. What
I
does
just want
duress
to be
mean?
hypocritical. I want you to post it. I would not. That's hypocritical.
Right. But it's an interesting photo,
It is
right?
interesting, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
I would have
You
the-
think it's interesting? picture?
Yeah, it's really interesting. You got to let people know, though.
Don't go swimming with sharks. This is
No,
what happens to your
just be
skin.
like, I understand my skin's weird because I think people are going to be like, is there something wrong with you?
Well, so maybe I post it and don't say anything and see what the comments are.
Oh, can you take that? But that's a lot.
Oh, I can take negative comments.
I know you can. I know
I
you're.
don't think there's going to be negative comments. It's just like,
What
it's
is that?
fascinating.
Right,
It looks bizarre.
if you've lost weight and gained weight and lost weight, because my assumption is that's what that is. That's loose skin.
I don't know. Though. I don't know if that's
Well, then we all got to go shark diving and get a group photo and see what happens to everybody else. Anyway, a different thing real quick. We'll change gears real quick. Sometimes, Rich, you host this radio show, another radio show, a more successful radio show.
It's an overnight show. It's called Coast to Coast AM, and it's all conspiracy stuff, UFO stuff, which if you've listened to our show, you know I'm really into that.
Right. So they asked you to take over for this guy every once in a while. It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's like Coast to Coast AM, and I'm doing it this Friday and Saturday. And Saturday I'm excited because they occasionally will ask, who is your dream guest? And I'm a nerd about UFOs. And my dream guest is coming on Saturday night. It's a guy named Travis Walton. And Travis Walton is the subject of a movie that was out called Fire in the Sky. Do you remember that movie?
I do.
Well, it's about these loggers in Flagstaff that legitimately in real life ran across a UFO, and Travis claims to have been sucked up by the UFO and in there for like 3 days and experimented on. And he's very, very intelligent and lucid. And I've always wanted to talk to that guy, and he's on Saturday night with me.
Wow,
so
that's awesome.
Is he in person or be on the phone?
I think he's just going to be on the phone.
Because I remember I saw the movie one time.
Yeah.
So if I remember, the actor even is a D.B.
Sweeney.
D.B. Sweeney. And in the movie, you see him like being tortured by the aliens and what they're doing, and they're probing him and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, and they're saying they also, I think, give you the point of view that he's not telling the truth.
They kind of, in the movie, they allude to the fact that these guys were into like National Enquirer, like gossip ads, and maybe they thought they could make money. But the guy did go missing for 7 days or something like that, and just sort of showed up naked in the forest, and he's got implant in him too that they can't explain what the material is.
Oh, there is an implant in him.
That they don't even know what the material is of the implant that's in his ear or whatever. So I've never talked to him. I have him for like the full 3 hours of coast to
Gotta hope
coast.
he's got a good personality.
He sounds like he probably does.
Because if you're like, so you were abducted in Flagstaff, and he's like, yeah.
But I'm excited about doing it because I think
show him my skin suit. So was my partner.
Right.
So anyway, once that's over, I think we'll have it podcast on the John Jane Rich Network. So you don't have to stay up in the middle of the night, but if you are up in the middle of the night,
cool.
it's all live.
I'd like to hear that.
Yeah, it should be pretty cool. Because I don't know what I believe. I'm a skeptic, but I want to believe. Just like every other UFO thing. Like, I want to get sucked in. I want it to be true, but I haven't seen anything that's made me believe. Case closed.
You know what?
I think 10 years ago, someone would say they got abducted by aliens, and everyone would be like, "You're crazy." And now the government's like, "Yeah, we don't. There are UFOs out there," and so it's a little easier to believe now. I think.
True.
Well, it's like I just thought of this, because I have fun with the conspiracies and make them up in my head sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, the biggest thing in the news are the fires right now. But a week ago, it was these probes flying around.
Yeah. Probes are still big.
What? No, I haven't seen anything on those probes. I'm just those
the drone
drones.
should be a story every day.
Are they now making all these fires? Because I also saw conspiracy this morning. All of a sudden, like 3 fires came up at the exact same time in California, and now no one's talking about the drones. I haven't seen anything on the drones in 24 hours. Have you?
No. I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there.
On the fires?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I've seen a lot online.
Like tying them to like the Malibu fires and how they got started and the winds being
how
really
it's
strong.
eerily similar to what happened in Lahaina.
Oh,
and
really?
that real estate being very, 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 very valuable, and like you couldn't have wiped it out and done anything to it before in Lahaina or here, but now, who knows?
I just think they're doing stuff to get rid of you, so you're not talking about the drones. Bring it up to that guy. See what he thinks.
I'm going to bring up the drones.
Yeah. Reading a text here, because, our show's on different places, different times. You can also listen to the podcast of the show, so you're hearing stuff randomly. But here's a text. It says, John J. Rich, I can't be the only one who sang along. Remember when I was like, Domas, ooh. There he goes. Also, Seppi Peyton is showing her age. Confused Maury with Jerry.
I know. But they're kind of like the same to me.
Hey, by the way, did you see I was right? Jerry Springer, number 1.
Yeah.
Right?
I know.
I'm really excited to get into that. I'm getting into it today after work.
I watched it this morning.
The whole thing?
good?
It's crazy, huh?
It's pretty crazy.
It is like
just to think that any of that was on TV.
I know.
The way it was.
the horse thing,
Creepy.
Beyond.
the murder.
Creepy.
Beyond.
Yeah. Have you seen it? You haven't seen any of it?
Yeah, I started watching it last night.
Okay.
I'm about halfway through the first episode, and it is very compelling.
The producers, how evil they were and what they made people do.
But knowingly, it was literally just all about the ratings.
Speaking of ratings, by the way, and getting likes on social media, I posted the picture of my skin suit on John J. Van S on Instagram. It's mortifying, so it's posted right now. So you go to John J. Van S, you can see, I think the picture is me and my loose skin, is what you're saying. You judge for yourself. Go to John J. Van S on Instagram. Jenna is in the studio. Jenna's our, what do you call her? Social media director? Is that what you are, Jenna?
Digital producer, whatever.
Digital producer? Okay,
yeah.
okay. But then we kind of get a peek into her life every once in a while, and there's a couple things going on with her that I felt we should get into. First, let's get into your new 5 celebrity crushes. You said you have new over the break. You got lots of crushes.
Oh yes. Well, it's just the more I watched a lot of TV over break, and it's just you find crushes in every TV show.
Yeah.
Anything that you watch. It started with the Sabrina Carpenter special. I think his name's Nico, but it was the guy that did there was the 3 girls, and he was the player or whatever. I was like, all right, add him to the list, boyfriend.
Oh, the game Saturday Night Live.
No, he was on.
You're thinking of Domingo.
Oh,
Yeah,
Domingo,
but
okay.
Marcelo Hernandez is also on the list.
Oh, is he? Okay.
He is.
I like him.
He's always on the list. I'm trying to think who else. There's just always crushes.
Okay.
It's just, it just grows every day.
Well, then tell us about the text you got from it was from your ex?
It was a TikTok DM.
Okay.
Yes, but so I was minding my business, and then I get this TikTok DM from a user that I am not familiar with, like a weird name, and I was like, what? And it was just a video, no context. And so I go and I look at it, and I'm like, I've never communicated with this person before on TikTok. I click on the profile. It's my ex-boyfriend, who I haven't spoken to in a very long time. And it was like a weird video of like a podcast clip talking about some weird stuff. And it was just no context. And I was like, what? It made no sense. And it was a Tim Dillon video. And
He's a stand-up comic, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just like no context. And I was like trying to understand what it could possibly mean because the video made no sense. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to ignore it. Like, this is respectfully, I wish him the very best, but I don't think this is the energy that I'm claiming in 2025,
So why'd you guys break up?
It was 2019, but we were just on different paths at the time,
So
early
did
college.
6 years
respond
later,
to him?
still thinking about you.
I'm like, and I was like, this is so weird. And on New Year's Eve, I did the whole like eating the grapes under the table and all the things to try to manifest love and bring it in the new year. And like literally, this is the day after, and I was like, no, like,
That's not the love I want.
Right? Exactly.
Question. How does eating grapes under the table manifest love?
Well, apparently,
No, that's a whole New Year's tradition.
thing, yeah.
Wait,
Love and luck.
so what happened?
So he sends it to me, and I'm like, I'm not going to respond. And then I swear, TikTok sets you up to like to put you in bad situations because it'll tell you like, oh, you viewed someone's profile or whatever. I accidentally clicked on this thing. I didn't even know it was possible in a DM, but you can send someone like a fortune cookie. So I sent him a fortune cookie back to this DM, and it says, your luck is brewing. Grab a cup and enjoy the ride.
So he gets that from you.
Yes.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God, like this is literally so bad. So I respond, I'm like, the fortune cookie was an accident, LOL, but true. Like, I didn't know what to
What
say.
are you doing? You keep on stepping it in further.
I know. And so then he responds and he was like, haha, oh geez, the Tim Dillon video was an accident, but true, ha ha ha. And I was like, that's it. We're going to just leave it there.
How awkward.
It's so awkward. I'm even like getting red thinking of how awkward it was because it was just like, God, like none of that needed to happen. None of it.
So what was the message of the Tim Dillon? I mean, what is there a vibe?
Do you want to listen to it?
Well, no. What if it's dirty? I don't know if it has any F
It
words.
wasn't. It was like one of those weird. It was like a mocking video of it, but it's just talking about.
Is that we're Americans. We're deeply selfish monsters that have been bred to destroy all life on Earth.
He's trying to get in your pants. That doesn't turn anybody on. What the hell?
That's why I kept watching it. I'm like, what? Like, is there a message that I'm not understanding?
Right. Was there something in there possibly that could have reminded him of your relationship?
I hope
hearing
not.
that, I don't think so.
Because
But
it's quite a task to DM someone on TikTok.
That's what I was going to say. You can't do that on accident. He had to have found your profile.
You can do it on accident because I have multiple times. Not to him, but
it's probably the new version of the text, where I can meet at 12, but no earlier. It's probably the new version of that.
Right,
To DM somebody, instead of an accidental text.
Right.
I didn't mean to send you an Instagram.
Oh, you think it was on purpose?
I think it had to be because it's hard to do.
I think it has to be on purpose too because it's I've accidentally sent TikToks, but to people that I've communicated with before.
Right.
Not someone who I've never talked to, never seen their profile. That's weird.
No, and it was because I was that's why I was so taken back by it. I'm like, who is this? I've never communicated with this person on TikTok, apparently.
He was probably on your TikTok.
Yeah.
He probably sent it by mistake.
Yeah.
But, but what about you said somebody got on your DMs another person or something? Or is it the same person?
I think it was just that.
I thought you said a boy. I thought you said a boy reached out to me.
A boy did? I can't remember now.
She's
I'm
that boy.
I'm that was the one that really caught me off guard.
A boy slid in my DMs and said we should get dinner.
Oh, yeah.
My God, how do you forget that?
Because I tried to forget respectfully. No, when I worked at the golf course, okay, I met some caddies. I hope he's not. I don't know why he'd be listening, but
because we're the number one radio show in the country.
obviously.
How about that? Because we have compelling content.
Right, sorry.
Because we play the hits.
I was nervous.
There's 3 reasons right there.
Because we're number one in his demographic.
No, you're so right.
Like, nah.
Because of our social media and our marketing campaign and all the talent on the air we have here.
All those things. Hopefully, maybe he just doesn't listen today. But he was a caddy and he was very nice. But you know what it was when I reposted the video that you had tagged us in. He's like slid up on that.
I don't know what video I tagged you in.
It was like you talking about like the team and how you know.
Oh yeah,
you keep doing this
how
for
happy I am with everybody, but who knows? Why would I be happy with everybody here? According to Jenna. But yeah,
Right, who's listening to the show? No.
Why not go out to dinner then? What's the prop?
I just, I think he's a
I
nice
posted
guy.
it. I tagged you, and he saw that.
I reposted it, and so then he slid up on my story of
Okay.
that and was like, "Hey, I'd really like to take you out to dinner in the new year." And I was like,
Just
Sorry.
do it. Do it for
That's
the
him
free
shooting a
dinner and the
shot.
plot.
"Well, but then I just don't want to like."
Did you hear her, Peyton? She's got the right answer.
No, and I love that.
Okay, but you guys missed something. Jenna said he's a nice guy. AKA, I'm not attracted to him in that way. I don't want to waste his time or mine.
But he's a caddy. Do you know how many steps he must get a day?
At least 10,000. At least. No, Kyle, you hit it exactly. That's what it is. And I didn't say it, but what you said.
It's the truth. It's like that's the nice way
and
of
it's
saying
hard
it.
to
It's
go
not.
on a date and hold a conversation with someone on a date if you're not into them. Like
Right.
that.
And then just the golf world out there, it's very intertwined, and one caddy knows another caddy, and it's just like, then knowing my luck, I'd be working out there one day, and then he'd be there, and I just
be awkward.
I just would like to avoid it if I can. But so yes,
sense.
so we're manifesting love, but respectfully, it hasn't shown up in the right ways yet. But we're patient.
Lulu, what happened?
So one time I was showing my coworker that Kim K video where she's like, get your butt up and work. It seems like no one wants to work these days.
Iconic.
And yes. And then I accidentally DM'd that to a friend I haven't talked to in years. And I didn't realize it. So like I went home and a couple hours later, she responded to me and she's a stay-at-home mom.
Oh,
and
it was personal.
Deeply offensive.
And yes. And she was like, unlike her, I actually like my child and I want to stay at home. I want to stay at home.
She came with all the receipts.
Yes.
Oh,
and I
Lulu.
felt so bad. I was like, I'm so sorry. I accidentally sent that to you. Like, I was a coworker the video, and it was just so awkward.
Oh my
She's
god!
like, yeah, sure.
So it is easy to DM a TikTok
I guess
then.
so,
I guess it is.
Easier
One
than
time,
I
yeah,
thought.
I accidentally sent this guy was reposting some interesting TikToks, and I accidentally sent the TikTok that he reposted to him.
Oh, I remember that day.
I get that on Instagram a lot. I
Yeah.
think people will send me my own stuff
Right.
sometimes.
And I was
and
like,
I'm
oh, sorry. Not that I was trying to send this
Yeah,
to someone
yeah.
else.
Lulu, thanks for calling in. Thank you for listening, Lulu.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
John, Jay, and Rich. Okay, let's get into the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni stuff.
Everything's on.
Oh no, Kyle's microphone just broke. Happy New Year.
Oh, there it is.
Jeez Louise.
This is a different one. We'll try that. Hello, everyone. Okay, so ever since the movie "It Ends with Us" came out, we saw there was drama on the set between Blake Lively and her co-star Justin Baldoni. The videos from there, it was very odd, and we knew that there was definitely a feud between the two. We didn't really know which side to believe. Now, since then, the movie came out, and you're like, was that just a publicity stunt? Well, the actors are still going at it, right? So Blake Lively, she filed an actual lawsuit against Justin Baldoni and a few others on the set claiming sexual harassment. Justin Baldoni actually filed a $250 million lawsuit against the New York Times, who published a story that his lawyer claims Blake Lively's people fed the New York Times, and it was filled with half-truths and only a little bit of the evidence, and they say they're about to release all the evidence, and Justin Baldoni says the truth will prevail.
Wow.
So since then, he actually released a voice memo that he did for himself the night of the It Ends With Us premiere back in August, and he claims that he was the one basically getting mistreated.
On what could have been one of the most beautiful nights of my life career-wise, I literally was sent to the basement with all my friends and family for over an hour because I wasn't allowed to be seen. She didn't want me anywhere near her or the rest of the cast. So they ushered me off the carpet and they sent us down to the basement. We were down there together. We started laughing because of the ridiculousness of this whole thing.
So, if you actually look back at the pictures, it's wild because you see Blake Lively with all the co-stars, Ryan Reynolds there, and they're doing group photos. And then when you see the pictures of Justin Baldoni, it's just him and then his date.
Wow.
And so, like I said, it will all play out in court. Blake Lively's attorney actually did a statement and was like, yeah, listen, people, this isn't just about, having a little squabble on set over creative differences. This is a lawsuit about sexual harassment, and they will prove in court that happened, and they have the proof.
That's so
Meanwhile,
crazy.
you have Justin Baldoni's people saying, we also have the proof that absolutely did not happen.
The person that I really want to hear from, and I'm actually kind of shocked I haven't seen this name, is Gina Rodriguez, who starred with Justin Baldoni in the Jane the Virgin, and I want to know what her thoughts are having him as a co-star. I'm curious, and she has been like,
what about other people from the movie?
Or other people from the movie? Yeah,
like what did you see? You know what I mean? Like,
especially if they're all in the pictures with like Blake. You know what I mean? It makes it seem like she's taking her side,
or they didn't know what happened behind the scenes, and they're like, "Where's Justin? We're taking a group photo."
And they have like no idea.
It could be that they didn't know, but apparently Justin has a bunch of texts from several people on the set saying how great he was to work with and what a nightmare Blake Lively was.
Oh my gosh! I bet you this is just going to be just as big as the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Like, there's going to be documentaries.
That was pretty big.
That was really big, but I feel like this is huge. Like,
that was big because she had set up a camera and filmed all the stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, unless he got some video, or she got video of him.
Oh, crazy.
It's so weird. It's so interesting as us as spectators how we want to pick sides, but there's no way we know that.
We have no idea. And honestly, probably neither one of them are innocent.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway.